the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we're here at ISM Raceway as the Racing for a Cause presents the Samantha Mills Memorial 130 in honor of I Wear Green for Liver Disease Awareness. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us here tonight. My name is KR Stolfus, and in the booth with me is none other than the highly sought after, the highly famous Al Smith. Al, how you doing out there tonight?
Not too bad. Trying not to bake here on Rattlesnake Hill since we're practicing our social distancing. We can't be in the same booth, KR, but you stick out me over here with the rattlesnakes. What's up with that?
Nothing. I'm sitting in the AC enjoying this nice, cool press box. Hope you're avoiding the scorpions too. I sent a few of them over there for you.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to tonight's race here at the Phoenix International Raceway, or ISM, or whatever they're calling it these days.
Yeah, who knows what it is? It's constantly changing, and it's changing faster than anyone really cares to follow. So yeah, we'll stick with ISM Raceway for tonight. I'll tell you what, coming into tonight, we got our point standings. Dustin German, after a rough week last week, lost a ton of ground. Jan Wimbish really was able to close in on him. He's only 6 points behind Dustin German, so the battle for the championship lead really starting to heat up, and we only have 4 races left, counting this one, and just to see 2 drivers separated by 6 points, you know this thing is going to be a nail biter down to the end. Steve Baker in third. He is on the rise. He is gaining ground on both these drivers. We'll see if he can continue that trend. Dale Osmond slipping a little to 4th, and then Christopher Spencer rounding out your top 5 in our point standings for the championship. And as I mentioned, we do only have 4 races left, including this one, but coming up next Tuesday night, April 7th, we will be at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So that is where we will be heading, and we hope to see you all then as well. But Al, we're getting ready to go into qualifying. This practice session, it's done and over with.
It is, and the number 12 of Colin Allman picking up the practice win, if you want to say that. So he's looking quick again here tonight, KR. The driver's been quick the last few weeks that I've joined you here with these Racing for a Cause drivers, but tonight we're in the Xfinity car. So a new different challenge, especially out here in the bright sun in the desert.
That we are in the first car out on track. That is the 88 of Dale Osmond as he works his way off a turn number 4. Big slide, and he is going to try and shut it down, but unfortunately he is going to cross the start finish line, so that will invalidate one of his laps. He's going to be behind the 8 ball to begin here tonight. Jason Keklak in the 7 machine, he's also out on track. Big wiggle for that 7 machine. He's working his way around. Al, who are you watching for qualifying?
Right now I'm on the Monster Menards, car number 6 of Eric Blount as he comes off a turn number 4. A little bit of a wiggle. He'll put a lap up on the chart, and he'll go to second quick as Steve Baker sets the fast time in that number 55.
Steve Baker with a new paint scheme for that 55 machine, making his way through the dog leg for the moment with quick time at a 28.034 Eric Blount solidly into second for the moment. Dustin German moving into third place in that 28 machine, but Steve Baker going to cross the start finish line. We'll see if he improves this one, and he does not. The 28.034 stays as his quick time.
Matthew Spinks in that number 35, 7/100ths off of your pole speed, and with that number 35, Eric Blount sitting third. Steve Page in that number 1 jumps to your number 5 spot.
The 99 machine of Justin Rigsby rolling out for his qualifying effort as he is getting ready to cross the start finish line. That 99 gonna try and put it on a pole. His first lap good enough for third, just 0.078 seconds off of Steve Baker. We'll see if he goes faster this second lap. He may not. Dale Osmond in the 88 machine posting up 10th quick lap time. Losing that first lap really possibly hurt him some, but Dale going to be starting somewhere around 10th. The 99 of Justin Rigsby going to cross the start finish line, and he stays in or moves into third for the moment.
Times picking up here around the speedway. The number 11 out on the speedway, coming off turn number 4 right now. Coming across the line, that is Christopher Spencer, and he'll put it 11th on the speed chart.
So the 11 machine right now into 11th place. New pole sitter Colin Allman in the 12 machine going to the top of the leaderboard. The 94 Troy Radford sliding into second place. Steve Baker dropping to third. John T. Wimbish in the 56. He has right now put himself into 5th place. And as he shuts it down for his qualifying effort, Christopher Spencer, his second lap moves him up to 9th. Tyler Hilton in the 82 machine. Right now he's out looking to improve his time, sitting in 15th spot. Several new paint schemes coming out for tonight. Turn 3 and Mission 22 on the hood of that machine. And guys, we're gonna take a moment. We're gonna step away for our national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be back with tonight's starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back to Turn 3 Racing Network as the drivers are starting to take to the grid for tonight's main event. That means it is time to go through it and let you know where everyone's starting here tonight. Row number 1, Colin Allman on the inside. On his outside, the 94 of Troy Radford. Row number 2 will be the 55 of Steve Baker and the 99 of Justin Rigsby. Row 3 will be the 56 of John Wimbish and the 35 of Matt Spinks. Row 4 will be the 46 of Chris Mefford and the 6 of Eric Blount. And row number 5 will be the 28 of Dustin German and the 11 of Christopher Spencer.
Starting on the inside of row number 6 will be the number 1 of Stephen Page to his outside, the 7 of Jason Keklak. Starting on the inside of row number 7 will be the number 9 of Dustin Ping, and Derek Myers will dance to his outside in car number 54. Starting 15th on tonight's grid, the 85 of Jeff Stiles to his outside, Dale Osmond in at number 88. Starting on the inside of row number 9 is the number 82 of Tyler Hilton and the 13 of Joe Sanders. Damon Cox will start 19th and David Schmidt Jr. starting 20th.
Row 11 will be the 3 of Chad Meadows and the 34 of Doug Wysocki. Row 12, the 22 of John Johnson, the 83 of Brandon Medford, 13 will be Cody Terry and Mike Massengill, and row 14 will be the 47 of Ray Radford. Pace car down and away, and we go. Green flag racing for the Samantha Mills Memorial 130 here at ISM Raceway. Troy Radford in the 94, a very slow start. He falls to third and loses a ton of ground, and already the caution flag comes out. The 88 of Dale Osmond into the wall, and a very, very early caution here at ISM Raceway. We're going to back this up. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay and see exactly what happened to the 88 machine. Dale Osmond making his way down into turn 1. And looks like contact with the 13 machine of Joe Sanders. Gonna send the 88 up in towards the wall. Just a nice gentle spin. Doesn't look like any further damage. But so our first caution coming out here tonight already.
Yeah, it looks like Osmond tried to take a little bit of a wider entry in the turn number 1. Which we'll see that all night tonight, KR. We'll see a lot of different driving lines, especially through turns 1 and 2 there, as it's very, very awkward corner. It's this track is one of my favorite tracks, but also one of the hardest to drive, just because there are so many different entries and lines and everything. As Osmond is on pit road fixing that car, trying to get it ready to go. He's down 1 lap to our race leaders, but it's early enough. I think that we can do it, as Chris Medford also comes down pit road in his number 46.
Track information here up on your screen. You can see it's 1 mile 4 turns and a nice temp of 91 degrees. Able to, well, I don't know. Can you fry an egg at 91 degrees? You could scramble it. You could scramble it.
Scramble it maybe, or sunny side it up a little bit. Maybe it'll be a little bit runny. If you like it a little bit runny, you can do that.
I don't like to run. With the lights on the pace car, we're gonna stack them up here again in just a few more caution laps, and then let them loose after this brief caution ends. Dale Osmond in the 88 already going 1 lap down as he stayed on pit road to work on some damage. Do have a few drivers who have hit pit road this time as well. Tyler Hilton on pit road, the 3 of Chad Meadows, the 34 of Doug Wysocki, and the 47 of Ray Radford. All those drivers making pit stops, so some strategies starting to shape up here.
Yeah, once these guys get going, this track seems to get a long green flag run. So these drivers, though it's only been 3 laps so far, KR, these drivers might be able to stretch it out a little bit longer. Plus, we saw last night, if you tuned into the Red Light Scrambler Series, how much tires did come into play. So having these just a few lap fresher tires could definitely come into play here at the Phoenix International Raceway.
Lights go out on the Ford Buttstain. We get ready to wrap up this caution and let them loose one more time. 27 cars starting in tonight's race. All 27 of them still out there. Dale Hosman, the only car one lap down, still got 126 laps of racing left. So Dale's going to have plenty of opportunity to get back on the lead lap.
He will, and I don't think we have seen our last yellow of the race. I hate to say that, but you know, it is a long race. We have 126 laps to go. They can go green all the way, but this track is very mentally demanding, and someone could possibly make a mistake as the Mustang takes the hard left-hand turn down the pit road to park and refuel as Colin Allman steps back on the loud pedal. We're back underway.
Colin with a great jump over Steve Baker. He's easily going to have lane of choice heading into turn number 1 as he works his way through that corner up along the wall and heads for the dogleg. Open dogleg here tonight so everyone can drop down as far as they want to go. And Justin Rigsby, one of those guys, taking full advantage of it as he works his way to the inside of the 35 of Matt Spinks.
They come off turn number 4 to put a lap on there. They're still side by side. Spinks on the outside. It is Dustin Germain in that 26 to the inside. Up a little bit higher. The Germain will get by. Here comes the number 6 of Blount. He'll look to attack as he comes through the tri-oval. And the dog leg as they come down in the turn number 3.
Eric Blount to the inside of Spinks. The 9 machine of Dustin Ping having a great shot of this battle. And Blount going to slide up in front of Spinks. Spinks in that 35 now facing an attack from Dustin Ping. So Matt Spinks trending backwards. Not a good look this early on in the race.
No, it's early yet as we look here at your battle for your number 2 spot. Baker has reeled into the back bumper, the 94 of Troy Radford. So that the single it out now that they did take a look as we look further back. Spinks has gotten back in line in that number 35 right there in front of Christopher Spencer in 10th.
So with Troy Radford moving into second place, the 55 of Steve Baker going to try and keep him in touch. But Troy Radford going to have to make up a 1 second difference to the 12 of Colin Allman. Colin got this race lead, and he has really put a gap on the field here in just a handful of laps.
And the racing back here for your 12th, 11th, and 14th spot was 3 wide just a moment ago off of turn number 4. They're still side by side. The number 1 of Stephen Page trying to work around the outside of the 7 of Keklak as they battle it out in the turn number 3. They've settled it out right now, single file, trying to get some laps in. They were 3 wide last time off turn number 4.
One of the drivers who stopped for 4 tires, that was the 82 of Tyler Hilton. He has already made up some ground. He restarted all the way back into 23rd and has moved up into 16th. So 4 fresh tires really working for the 82 so far, even though they only had a few laps on them just before.
As like I said, those fresher tires are going to come into play, and it gives you that just a little bit more maneuverability than the guys on with a little bit of a worn out tire. As we watch the 82 of Hilton work in the back bumper of Damon Cox and that, or Brandon Mefford, I mean, in the 83 right there in front of them, as they work here off of the turn number 2 to the dogleg. We see that Hilton isn't quite using that apron, KR. And quite interesting right now that not a lot of guys right there. I think we'll see it more on restarts and if it's a close battle for a position later on in the race. But it can damage your car. It can definitely hurt the undercarriage of these race cars. So the drivers know that and keeping that in mind.
We ride on board with the 83 of Brandon Mefford as we look out the front of it. Looking at the 85 of Jeff Stiles. Mefford closing in on this 85 machine. Catching him was one thing, passing him was going to be another. They have been running very similar speeds, but Mefford just a tick faster each time around.
Now Mefford works right to the back bumper. Tries to cut it underneath the 85 of Styles, this time off turn number 2. He is there. We'll see if he takes the shortcut, and he'll go through the dog leg, but he'll still come out side by side, wheel to wheel down into turn number 3. It'll be the 83 of Medford on the inside with a preferred line, but will Styles get that momentum up off of turn number 4? He does. They're still side by side at the line.
The 85 of Styles holding on to it for the moment while these two are battling it out. The 82 of Tyler Hilton, he's going to join them for this fight. He might try and make it 3 wide at some point, but for right now, he is content to ride behind these two and watch them duke it out. Meanwhile, back up at the front, Colin Allman in the 12 machine. He is pulled away to a 1.4 second lead over the 55 of Steve Baker. Troy Radford in the 94 has fallen to 3rd. Looks like he has gotten into the wall at some point here, and that has caused him to lose a little bit of speed and some ground to the 55.
A little bit of right front damage on that 94 Troy Radford as we had a side-by-side battle that has not much of a battle right now. The 54 of Myers getting around Spinks, so Spinks sliding backwards still right now, but we'll see. He seems to be a long-run driver, KR, so right now he's probably taking care of his stuff. And all right, you guys, you want to push it? Go ahead, and we'll catch you later on in this race. As Spinks now is just falling back to your 10th spot right behind the 54 of Myers.
As Spinks, he has started up in 6th and now has fallen to 10th place. However, that 35 machine might be trying to conserve his tires a little bit, like we know some drivers do. We might see him surge forward later on in a run here. And Al, I don't know about you, but I'm okay with not leading every lap if that means I can win a race.
Exactly. They don't pay these laps right now. The lap that pays is 113 laps away. Right now, figure out what your car needs. Adjust those brake biases. See if that helps you. If it helps you free up the match your, right now it's about getting the information and trying to stay in touch with the rest of the field right now and trying to see if someone is faster than you. Let them go. Get back in line, follow them. Racing here at the ISM Raceway is kind of like a chess match, KR, where you have to you're either good at one end of the racetrack or the other. You kind of give up a little bit of time in one corner compared to the other, and I think right now I think the drivers are trying to feel it out here as we are working lap number 20 here on this race.
That we are, and we go on board with the 28 of Dustin German, the 56 of John Wimbish just in front of him. Only 6 points separated these two drivers coming into the race here tonight. And right now, that points lead shrinking a little bit more as Dustin German in 5th place, John Wimbish sitting in 4th. And we will be keeping track of this all night long, just how close this points battle is between these two drivers.
And just taking a look at the fan poll in the YouTube chat, and John Wimbish was the pick for tonight's win from M&M Racing Late Night, KR. So he's got a fan favorite out there, and that 56 is John Wimbish, as the 13 Joe Sanders is on pit road.
Pit stop for the 13 machine. He is into his stall cleanly. Well, I say that, but he overshot it by quite a bit. Now he's into his stall, still trying to figure out how to get it oriented. And now the jacks go up, and that 13 machine is going to lose a lot of time. Here comes Colin Allman around to put the 13 2 laps down.
Allman setting a blistering pace, 1.8 seconds ahead of Steve Baker. Then you go back another 1.6 seconds from Baker to the 94 of Troy Radford. And then closing in on the back bumper at 94 is the 56 of Wimbish. Dustin Germain sits in your 5th spot right now, KR, as the Blue Death Ford Mustang of Colin Allman will come by to click off another lap.
Colin has led all 23 completed laps here tonight. The 94 of Troy Radford still looking like he's trying to figure out how to handle this car with the new damages. That 56 and 28 starting to get bigger in his rear view mirror, and the 55 of Steve Baker keeps getting smaller out the front.
is wondering how much did it get into the suspension works of that 94 of Troy Radford. Hitting the wall with that right front, you can definitely knock the toe out. It'll start wearing that right front tire down a little bit more, which makes it a little bit harder to turn as he works off of turn number 2 and down through the dogleg, and he knows he's got a bunch of hungry drivers behind him.
Checking in on the 22 of John Johnson. He's going to dive down to the inside of the 08 of David Schmidt. Schmidt going way high through 1 and 2 to keep out of the way. And John Johnson moves into 21st spot. David Schmidt falling to 22nd. We do have the 13 of Joe Sanders, who's gone behind the wall here already. His night could be done.
A tough break for the driver of the 13 of Joe Sanders as Doug Wasaki just got around the Bass Pro Shops. Car number 20 of Cody Terry, that was the battle for 18th spot as they worked through turns 3 and 4. The battle up there in front of him is between Chris Mefford, who's on the back bumper of Jeff Stiles.
The 46 of Mefford and the 85 of Jeff Stiles battling it out. Just in front of them is the 82 of Tyler Hilton. Hilton making his way around using those 4 fresher tires, although I would say that good has worn off of him. He is sitting in 15th spot in that 82 machine, and it really not surging forward anymore like he was since the drop of the green flag.
No, his lap times has dropped off a little bit here at KR. Last time by was a 29.067 for the 82 Tyler Hilton. Just to compare it, the race leader Colin Allman and that number 12 ran a 28.767, so just 0.3 slower right now than your race leader, even though with fresher tires. But maybe Hilton is trying to stretch it a little bit on fuel as we work lap 29, and I believe these guys can go around 30-35 laps before having to come to pit road.
Wimbish in the 56 taking a peek down in the inside of the 94 Troy Radford. Radford going to go way up to the wall here, and he looks like he is in danger of losing not only 1 spot to the 56 of Wimbish, but Dustin German and Justin Rigsby right there as well. So Troy, his problems continue as he starts to fall further back.
Okay, that right front damage definitely hindering his advancement so far, but still inside the top 5 is now Jermaine. He's going to try to find a way around the number 94 or Radford, and right behind him, slowly reeling them all in, is the 99 of Justin Rigsby.
Rigsby in that 99 machine, looking very sharp here tonight. Right now sitting in 6th place, just behind Rigsby. That is the 9 of Dustin Ping, and then you have the 54 of Derek Myers. But meanwhile, at the front, Colin Allman has opened it up to a 2.4 second lead. He continues to open that gap and put on a dominating performance here at ISM Raceway. That 12 Blue Def machine has led all 31 completed laps. Somebody needs to put a parachute on him.
They definitely do, but you got to catch that Mustang out front there, KR, as the Blue Oval Brigade showing the way so far for Colin Allman with the Blue Def number 12. As you come off turn number 4, he'll click off lap number 32. Baker sitting there in your number 2 spot as he's got a good gap between himself and 3rd place John Wimbish, and a 1.8 seconds between them. They're all trying to chase down this number 12 of Allman as he works through the dogleg.
Looking down through timing and scoring, this long green flag run has kind of spread the field out a little bit. The 82 of Tyler Hilton has caught up to the 85 of Jeff Stiles and the 46 of Mefford, and Mefford and Stiles are going to make contact, and Jeff Stiles gets into the wall, able to stay straight. Tyler Hilton down to the inside of the 46 of Chris Mefford. I'm not sure what has happened to the 82 of Tyler Hilton, that he has fallen back to the 46 and 85, but man, after contact there between those two, Jeff Stiles now under attack from the 34 of Doug Wysocki. Well, no, sorry. Similar paint scheme. I believe That is the 88 of Dale Osmond taking a peek to the inside. My apologies.
And Hilton's taking his 82 to the pit road as he has come into the pits once again. 82, Tyler Hilton, after making that contact, so you got to wonder, not get knocked out of whack for that number 82 as he slowly makes it down here on pit road at this 45 miles an hour. As that was Osmond. He's looking for a yellow, KR, as he's trapped one lap down right now. He needs a yellow to help get back on the lead lap after that early race incident on lap number 1.
Yeah, he not only does he need a yellow, but now he's possibly going to need 2 as the first car one lap down. That is the 47 of Ray Radford. And Ray in between our race leader and second place driver Steve Baker. And as Baker in that 55 got a little bit wild coming off of turn number 4, he's going to settle it down and try and work his way around this lap machine of Radford. Baker moving to the high side, and Ray all the way down on the dog leg. He's not really going to challenge this at all and lets the 55 ride on by.
He does the battle shaping up for your 5th spot. Justin Rigsby in the tire tracks of the number 28 of Dustin Germain for 5th as they work here around the speedway. Germain still holding on to that as they are closing in on that 94 Troy Radford. That time by Radford pulls a little bit further away from them as they battle it out for your top 5.
Tyler Hilton in the 82 has lost 1 lap with his pit stop, but a 4 tires and fuel for him. He is down and away and rejoined the race. But as I said, he has got a lot of ground to make up as he is 1 lap down. Last time by, he turned a 28.463. Colin Allman turning a 28.942. Colin doing an outstanding job at getting all he can out of these tires while working through traffic.
He did, and we got a battle shaping up for your 3rd spot here, KR. Is Troy Radford all over the back bumper of that Cherry's number 56 of John Wimbish as they work down the front stretch here. It is Troy Radford mounting a charge back, so maybe that car not that hurt, maybe he was just kind of feeling it out, making some in-car adjustments. These drivers can adjust that brake bias to either loosen it up or tighten it up a little bit. So Troy's got that car tuned back up as he's trying to close back in for your 3rd spot.
So the 56 for the moment holding on to 3rd place. Troy Radford trying to wrestle it back away. Dustin German in the 28 and the 99 of Justin Rigsby. They're going to be in a 5th and 6th place. Then the 54 of Derek Myers. Right now he sits in 7th. Dustin Ping in 8th. Eric Blount in the 6th machine. Matt Spinks in the 35. That'll be 10th place and 9th. As Blount all over the back bumper. We got 5 cars here running nose to tail. One of them taking a peek outside. That is the one of Stephen Page. He jumped out of line. Lost a little bit of ground. Maybe he got loose coming off the corner, and that's why it looked the way it did.
Definitely, possibly. These tires are starting to wear out, get a little bit greasy here. You see them all working up the racetrack, trying to find that grip, KR. As the race runs on, that bottom line will heat up, and then the outside will actually gain some grip for a while. Everybody will get up there as we'll see Spinks trying to take a look to the inside of Blount that time in the turn number 1. That's the battle for your 9th spot, is Spinks all over the back bumper and that Monster Menards number 7.
Want to check in on the 20 of Cody Terry. He started in 25th spot. Right now he's running in 18th, and he has a 2.5 second gap back to Doug Wysocki in the 34. He's got 2.5 seconds ahead of John Johnson in the 22.
You all right over there, my friend?
Oh my goodness.
We are now working lap 45, so right now we got 86 laps to go as Colin Allman comes across the line. Well above, they've been able to go a little bit longer than what I thought they would be able to on the fuel calculation runs. We have had a few drivers come down pit road. Ray Radford, Damon Cox, Tyler Hilton. Osmond was in they're in that first yellow. So we have a few drivers out there on fresher tires right now. 3 drivers have come down pit road in this green flag run. So wondering when we'll start seeing some activity on pit road as the crews are ready with the tires up on the wall.
The 12 machine of Colin Allman still laying down very quick laps. We're not even looking at a 1 second fall off just yet. His best lap was a 28.007 last time by. He turned a 28.945. So still getting up on the wheel. Just 0.9 seconds difference between his fastest and now his most recent. And, you know, drivers typically look for a 2 second to 2.5 second fall off before they'll come in and pit for tires no matter what. But you know, this fuel run carrying as deep in as it is, we're looking at 84 laps to go this time, and we have been out on the track for 47 without a fuel stop. So, you know, one of these guys is going to have to start coming in, and then once one does it, the rest of them will follow.
Definitely will, as they all work off for turn number 4. The battle for your third spot got through some lap traffic and tightened it all up. They were all nose to tail, kind of jostling for position. They've all spread it back out now as Wimbish has sole possession of that third, starting to stretch it back over the 94 of Radford, and they all work around the speedway. But the battle back there, Rigsby is still haunting all over the back bumper of the 26 of Dustin Germain, the 28, I mean. But the one driver I'm keeping my eyes on is that 54 of Derek Meyer. Started 14th, KR, up 7 spots since the green flag is dropped in this race, and he is closing in on the that battle for the 5th spot.
Myers, last week's race winner, looking to go 2 for 2. Can he do it? Well, don't know yet. We still got quite a few laps to go to figure it out, but picking up that win at Kentucky really gave him a good boost for this season run. That 54 machine looking solid here again as he still is slowly working his way forward.
Yellow flag coming out, KR. Looks like
the 7 of Jason Keklak in trouble here at ISM Raceway. Going to bring out our second caution of the night. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay. The 6 of Eric Blount tucking in behind that 7 machine. They're going to drive it down into turn number 1, and both, it looks like the 6 drifted up just a little bit. The 7 trying to save it, overcorrects, keeps it off the wall though, but he is going to bring out the caution here tonight at ISM Raceway. So now should say everyone is going to make their way down onto pit road.
I would say is the pit road should be open this time by as the cars pass by it, and maybe next time by. It looks like no, as they all come down pit road now as the green flags is open for a pit road. So I believe everybody will come down, fill it up with the virtual Sunoco racing fuel, put some 4 Mr. Feel Goods on their race cars, and get back out there to do some battle.
Colin Allman leads all of them. 4 tires and fuel on order. You got to hit your pit box cleanly and get in there great. And both drivers of the 12 and 55 into their pit stalls. Now who's going to win the race off of pit road? Colin Allman barely has to drop the clutch to cross that pit exit line. Down and away he goes. No contest there as he's going to win the race off of pit road, and it looks like John Wimbish going to bring it off in a second.
Yes, sir. John Wimbish picking up a spot. Steve Baker a little bit slower of a pit stop for that 55. 15.7 seconds on pit road for the crew of the 55 car. KR, Colin Allman hitting a lightning fast 14.6. So the crew doing the job, working it just as fast as that driver is here tonight.
One driver who lost a ton of ground, that is the 94 Troy Radford. He took an extended stay in his pit stall to hammer out some damage on that machine in 35 seconds. Long time on pit road. Good news is that all happened under caution. So he may have lost a lot of ground as far as track position, but he is going to be able to stay on the lead lap. A 30-second pit stop here at ISM Raceway would lose you, well, you'd lose a lap and then 2 laps while you were sitting on pit road.
He'd lose lap coming down pit road, and then probably lose another 1.5 laps at least as the crew works out that damage. And what better time to work out the damage rate than underneath the yellow flag? Get the car fixed, get it tuned up right as best as the crew can on the crash clock, and the team seems to have done it, and they're back on racetrack. And still early yet. They are 78 laps remaining, going to be 77 this time by. And it looks like, I want to say our wave around car was the 88 of Dale Osmond that time.
So Colin Allman in the 12 machine gonna get caught up to the pace car as several drivers get the wave around. They're gonna catch up to the back of the field. These were all drivers who had made pit stops already. With that wave around, we're gonna end up with 23 drivers back on the lead lap, 26 cars out on track. Started a 27 here tonight. The only car that has gone behind the wall called it a night. That is the 13 of Joe Sanders. As we get ready to go green flag racing once again, pace car down and in. Colin Allman picking up the throttle, and away we go. The 56 of John Wimbish not able to get the jump he would have liked. That has allowed the 55 of Steve Baker to get to his inside. Wimbish gonna try and get the power down up off of turn number 1, but not quite able to do it as Steve Baker gonna slide into second place.
They'll still be side by side for that number 2 spot. Wimbish with the momentum back on the outside. They'll tuck it in line off of turn number 4, but they're side by side back there for the 5th. Myers trying to make a move. He'll swing it to the inside now. Wholesale changes on that 55 as he chooses the inside line in the turn numbers 1 and 2. Wimbish back on the gas a little bit early, but Myers will cut it down through the dog leg. They're still side by side as they head to you in turn 3.
Wimbish is able to hold off the hard charge from the 54 for the moment. Dustin German in 5th place, and the caution is going to come out once again as the 08 of, I'm sorry, that is the 85 of Jeff Stiles, and the 57 going to make extracurricular contact there. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay and see where this all went wrong for the 85 and the 57. Heyman Cox getting into trouble here. Oh, as the 20 is going to make contact with the 85. Here comes the 57 of Damon Cox late into this one. Cody Terry in the 20 machine. Gonna be to the outside of the 85 of Jeff Stiles. And I don't think Stiles knew he was there. That was very close on both drivers. But man, we got a few more coming down pit road. That includes the 54 of Derek Myers.
Yeah, interesting strategy. We saw him go 50 some odd laps before that yellow came out, KR. So I'm wondering if these guys are going to try to make it a little bit to split this last run in half, or force the hand trying to get some track position, or did they get damaged during that run while they were all jammed up and jelly tight on that restart?
Yeah, that's a good question. And you know, Derek Myers gave up a ton of track position to come down pit road, so has to be a very important reason why he has done that. But we are working our 3rd caution of the night. Colin Allman in the 12 machine has led all 57 completed laps so far. And guys, we're going to take a quick moment. We're going to step away from the mics. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as I wear green for liver disease awareness. The Racing for a Cause presents the Samantha Mills Memorial 130. We're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. The lights have quit working on that Ford butt stain. Colin Allman going to try and get another good jump on the 55 of Steve Baker. Wimbish in the 56 and the 28 of Dustin Dermer going to make up row number 2. Here we go. The 12 machine and the 55. Can Colin snooker that 55 again? And he gets a great start. John Wimbish didn't get the one he needed to get to the inside of Steve Baker. And so they easily clear each other. The 56 sliding into third place. The 28 down into fourth. And the 83 of Brandon Mefford making his way up into fifth.
Yeah, Heat Mefford and Radford in the 94 side by side in the turn number 3 as they were figure it out. The number 9 of Dustin Ping will slide in front of them as now Radford trying to do the crossover off turn 4. They'll get to the left rear tire down in the turn number 1 as they try to get around the 83 of Mefford. They're still side by side. Ping way up the racetrack. Contact off the wall and loose. Keeping control.
Dustin Ping in the 9 machine with a great save. Unfortunately, he's going to lose a lot of positions because of it. But man, he keeps that car off the wall and survives to race another lap. But how about that 94 Troy Radford? Was losing all kinds of ground, goes on to pit road under a caution, hammers out a ton of damage, and now he has made his way back up into 6th place. And now we're going to get another yellow as the 46 of Chris Mefford has Sloan here at ISM Raceway. Let's back it up and see what happened to this 46 machine. The 08 of David Schmidt and the 6 of Eric Blount. Drivers all behind this 46 machine, and Schmidt down to the inside of Chris Mefford. And Mefford just got a little bit into the door there, and it was enough to send him on around, keeping it off the wall. Nice slow spin for the 46.
Yeah, once again, just the nature of turn number 1, it's like a funnel. Everybody can choose a different way of getting through that funnel. But when you're running side by side, that car on the inside has a tendency of just sliding up just a little bit, KR. Nothing intentional on that on the part of the 08 of David Schmidt Jr. It's just the nature of that corner. It's so easy to do. I've done it multiple times in my racing career here at the ISM Raceway. So just a tough break for the 46 of Chris Mefford. But as he'll come down pit road after sliding those tires, definitely going to want to change those 4 off.
Colin Allman in the 12 going to stay out. The 99 of Justin Rigsby stays out. The 35 of Matt Spinks and the 6 of Eric Blount. All those drivers staying out. The 55 of Steve Baker leading the rest of these drivers on the pit road. 4 tires and fuel for them. They get ready to duke it out here once again in what could be the final pit stop of the night. The 54 Derek Myers taking advantage of hitting pit road last time under caution. 2 tire stop for him, and he is going to come out and restart in 5th place. Steve Baker coming out for 6th.
Interesting strategy play by the number 54 of Myers. We'll have to keep that tucked in the back of our hat here, KR, as this race goes on, to see if anybody else will do it. Looks like Dale Osmond in the 88 also doing a 2 tire stop, as he has climbed all the way back into the 13th. Now, if you rewind it all the way back to the opening lap, we know that 88 car had contact with the 13 of Joe Sanders, which put him a lap down after having to fix some damage on that race car. He's rebounded nicely as we reach the halfway point of this race.
So the 88 up into 13th after falling all the way to last, being 1 lap down at one point. Continues his march forward. We'll see how those 2 tires work out for Dale Osmond. One driver, though, that has had a solid race from start to now That is the 12 of Colin Allman, as he has led all 65 completed laps. We now have 65 laps to go. Guess you could say that is smack dab in the middle of halfway.
Yes, sir. We have 24 of the 25 cars on the lead lap. 2 cars have taken it behind the wall. The 57 of Damon Cox and the 13 of Joe Sanders have put their car in the garage, still working on them. So we'll see if they get back out here tonight, but it doesn't look good for those 2 drivers.
No, and the 85 of Jeff Styles, he has spent an extended amount of time on pit road as well. He is 5 laps down. Right now, he is the only car any number of laps down. Everyone else on the lead lap in positions 1 through 24, with Jeff Styles in 25th. With the lights out on the pace car, Colin Allman, Justin Rigsby making up row number 1. Row 2, the 35 of Matt Spinks and the 6 of Eric Blount. Those 4 cars did not come down pit road under this caution. We're going to see if it makes a difference, as the 54 and the 55 did hit pit road. Colin Allman on the throttle, and we are back underway here at ISM Raceway.
Back on the loud pedals, they head down the turn around 1 car. We got cars sideways. Trouble, KR. 8 contact. The 54 of Myers, the 6 of Blount, the 35 of Spinks, all involved in turn number 1. Blount up and over, back on the wheels. There's big trouble here in turn number 1.
Go to our turn 3 instant replay. The 6 of Eric Blount. Not sure what started that, but the 35 of Matt Spinks looks like he got sideways going into the corner, as Myers gave that 35 a shunt. Blount did get flipped up and over, and the iRacing physics of that one makes a whole ton of sense. I don't know if you watch Twitter a whole lot, but Denny Hamlin said these cars weigh about 100 pounds when they get involved in an incident. That 6 just went over so easy right there. I'd say that Denny's got a good point.
Yeah, just glad to see the driver be able to drive that car away. I was wondering how much better fresh tires would be behind those front 4 KR as they made the start there. You know, Blount and the 35 of Spinks were not on fresher tires, with 54 of Myers and Baker also on fresh tires after that last pit stop. So those guys had a little bit fresher rubber, maybe got through the gears a little bit quicker, and just tough racing going down in the turn number 1.
Eric Myers in the 54 machine on pit road. He is going to take a long stay there. He is already 2 laps down. Jeff Styles in the 85 machine receiving the free pass. He is going to get 1 of his laps back. He's now 4 laps down. But Doug Wysocki in the 34, he's working on some damage. Tyler Hilton working on damage. Jason Keklak, man, we got quite a few cars getting torn up from this one. Let's not forget that the 6 of Eric Blount, well, he went up and over, but man, they've already patched that thing up and he's back rolling once again.
Yes, sir, he's just rolling off. Kind of looks kind of like a Whelen modified. The front bumper off, that number 6. The rear bumper cap is off. But the crew doing a decent job to get that car back out there. But definitely going to be off the pace a little bit, KR. It's a tough break for that driver, the number 6.
The Blount rejoining the action. That thing is missing quite a few pieces. He will be at an aerodynamic disadvantage. Colin Allman in the 12 continues to be your race leader. The 99 of Rigsby still sitting in 2nd place. This time though, Don Wimbish in the 56. Into 3rd, Steve Baker now up into 4th. They will make up row number 2 for this restart.
Well, this has been wild, KR.
Yeah, it's been a rough little middle of the race here. Several cars getting torn up in these last few laps. Chris Medford in the 46, who went for that slow spin last caution. He's got to be thankful for this one, as it has allowed him to work on some damage and get caught back up to the field without losing hardly any time. A 46 machine right now on the outside of the 82 at Tyler Hilton, as they're going to be restarting this thing pretty darn quick.
Yeah, the pace car lights are off as the field works in the turn number 3. Last week's race winner Myers has pulled the 54 behind the wall. So you got the highest of highs last week to the lowest of lows this week with a DNF for the 54 of Myers. Tough break as we get ready to go green flag racing. Allman and Rigsby side by side off of turn number 4. And it'll be Allman stepping on the loud pedal, making that car sing as they work down the front stretch.
Colin Allman with an outstanding jump. The 56 of Wimbish down to the inside of Rigsby. He's going to make the pass. Steve Baker's going to try and fill the hole that Wimbish opened up for him, and Baker has the advantage. So Justin Rigsby going to lose 2 spots here on this restart. But no, he's not done fighting just yet. He's going to try and hang tough in that outside lane. But here comes Dustin German in the 28. He's down to his inside as Rigsby's going to tag the wall a little bit and lose some speed because of it.
Yeah, I think the 55 of Baker got a little bit tight up off turn number 4. And 99 giving him as much room as he could, scraping the paint off the side of that race car as they work down through the dogleg into turn number 3. They've got it settled out. A side-by-side battle back there with the number 1 of Stephen Page. And here comes Dale Osmond in that 88. He's cracked the top 10 for the first time tonight. One car sideways and saving it. That looked like it was the 9 of Dustin Ping.
Dustin Ping with another outstanding save, but the 88 of Dale Osmond making his way forward. And as you said, cracking the top 10 for the first time tonight. Solid recovery by this 88 machine, and he still has 56 laps to go. Remember when that first caution came out, I said he is 1 lap down, but don't count him out. He's got plenty of time to get back on the lead lap. He has made that happen, and now he has taken full advantage of it. He has moved into 10th spot.
He has now the battle back there for your 11th spot, heating up the Bass Pro Shop number 20 of Cody Terry showing the way right now in 11th, but Dustin Ping tried to make a move to the inside. Now he's got to their back bumper as they work off turn number 4. They'll run nose to tail down the front stretch, but up front it is all the number 12 of Colin Allman, but the battle for third starting to shape up, KR, and I think you got that on TV.
That is third place driver, the 55 of Steve Baker, the 28 of Dustin German, teammates from the Smoke Show Racing team as they battle it out for third and fourth. Their other teammate, Derek Myers, in the 54, as you mentioned, he has gone behind the wall, an early exit for him. And the other driver out there with SSR, that is the 11 machine of Christopher Spencer, and he finds himself into 7th place. So SSR inside the top 10 with all of its remaining drivers.
And he's battling right now with the 94 of Troy Radford off to turn number 4. He'll take a bit to the inside, pull alongside the 94 Radford. So Mark Spencer into your 6th spot, and he's trying to bring the 83 of Brandon Medford alongside the 94 of Radford off of turn number 2. Do the dogleg, the shortcut as I like to call it, down in the turn number 3. It'll be Spencer on the inside, Radford fighting back on the outside, but gives sole possession to that number 11. That's their number 6 spot.
Brandon Medford in behind the 94 machine on his back bumper, not able to make a move going into turn number 1, but gonna keep the pressure on his Falcon Motorsports teammate. Meanwhile, the 88 of Dale Osmond down to the inside of the 1 of Page. Osmond trying to move into 9th place. Page stays high, so put the 88 of Dale Osmond up into 9th as he continues his march forward, but the yellow flag gonna come out as the 08 of David Schmidt has gone around here tonight. Go to our turn 3 instant replay, see what happened to the 08 machine. That is the 7 of Jason Keklak right behind Schmidt. Schmidt down through the dog leg, going to make his way up into the corner. Keklak down to the inside and making contact with the 08. And from that angle, hard to tell who was going up, who was going down. Either way, both drivers get together, and the loser will be the 08 of David Schmidt.
Well, KR, here's a question for you.
Sure.
We are now we've known that they've been able to go 51 laps in that long green flag stretch there. We have 49 laps to go. Could this be the final time that we see him on pit road?
Oh, I would say so. You're going to have everyone come down to 4 tires and fuel. ISM, not known for being too gentle on tires, but yeah, 4 tires and fuel for most of the field, as John Wimbish going to stay out. And for the first time tonight, we are going to have a new leader.
Wimbish coming by, picking up the race lead, being left the only car out on the racetrack, KR. What do you think about that? He's at 18 laps on those tires. Everybody else coming down pit road now is going to have fresh tires on them.
Yeah, that's going to be hurtful. Not too much, but man, John making the move for track position here. Track position, very important. And I think Colin Allman's going to be able to eat up John Wimbish for too long with the fresher tires.
We have seen that the fresher tires have been quicker, even if it's been a few laps on there. So interesting play call there. We'll see if Wimbish comes down pit road this time as they come through turns 3 and 4. It doesn't look like he will, so he's made his bed for right now. But if he can catch a few yellows right now, KR, he might be in a pretty good spot where he could make it the rest of the way. But trying to hold off everybody with these fresh tires on there, he's got a tall order in front of him.
Yeah, it's going to be where he's got to get up on the wheel, try and make that car as wide as possible, and get that 12 machine to burn his tires up, trying to get around him. But John, he knows what he's about. Came into second place in the point standings here tonight, just 6 points behind Dustin German. With Dustin German sitting in 4th place, and Wimbish, your race leader, as it stands, Wimbish would take over the top spot in the point standings. So
it's a very, very calculated call, gotta be by John Wimbish, that race team, as they work around the speedway. Gonna see how it works out. Maybe he knows something that we don't, KR. That's why we're up here and they're down there.
Could be. Do want to point out that the 88 of Dale Osmond has moved into 7th spot, gaining some ground during that pit stop cycle. So he continues that steady march forward. Before the end of this thing, we might see that 88 inside the top 5.
Yeah, Osmond has been one of the faster cars since the halfway point. One car I want to notice having a little bit of electrical issues, KR. The 94 Troy Radford, a top 10 contender, shown as in the garage right now, and he was having a little bit of electrical issues before this yellow came out, so hopefully the team can get that straightened back out and we'll get Troy back out on the racetrack.
Yeah, not a good time for the 94 to be acting up. He has made significant ground up after getting caught up into the wall at some point here tonight. But to see it all thrown away, as you mentioned, he's sitting behind the wall right now, as he really has lost all internet connection. Here we go, pace car down and away, and the 56 of Wimbish getting a great jump on the start, and Colin Allman in the 12 machine gonna start his pursuit once again for the race lead. Wimbish not really gonna be able to keep him behind him. Colin Allman already making a move to the inside down the backstretch.
Watching them fan out through the dogleg 3 and 4 wide. Now back to 2x2 as they hit turn numbers 3 and 4. Allman with the inside line. Wimbish fighting back on the outside. They'll be side by side off of turn number 4 at the line. It's going to be Wimbish leading that lap, but Allman right to the inside as they hit turn number 1.
The 56 of Wimbish hanging tough in the outer lane, but it is only a matter of time before the 12 clears him, and now the 55 taking a peek to the inside as Steve Baker once in on this front running action. Baker on that yellow line, following in the tire tracks. He's still got that 56 to his outside, giving him room. Colin Allman getting sideways up off the corner there, and Baker chasing the wheel a little bit as well. Now the 56 gonna lose out to Baker, and the door open for the 28 down to his inside.
Right behind them, the 11 of Spencer. So 3 teammates getting ready to gang up on the 56 of Wimbish, who's out there on a little bit older tires right now as he runs in your number 3 spot. So they work off a turn number 4. Justin Rigsby making a comeback in that 99. He sits just 1 spot outside the top 5 as they work through turns 1 and 2 once again. Up front is Colin Allman. He's starting to stretch it out to a half a second lead in familiar territory for him with that fresh air on the front of that Blue Death Ford Mustang.
He has led 83 laps here tonight and counting. Wimbish led 5 laps. Now John sitting in 3rd, Baker in 2nd. Dustin Derman in the 28, finding himself in 4th place, taking a peek to the inside of the 56 machine. Wimbish gonna have to try and hold on through 3 and 4 as that 28 has the preferred line through that corner. Christopher Spencer taking a very good look to the inside here as well.
Yeah, so we're seeing how those older tires are hurt in the 56s. You see everybody else be able to just get in the turn number 1 and cut right to that yellow line, and it looks like Wimbish having a little bit of a hard time right now getting that car to cut right to the bottom. Yeah, he has been stronger in turns 3 and 4 as he goes up the racetrack. As here comes the 11 of Spencer trying to find a way around that 56, but he's got Justin Rigsby right on his back bumper, followed by the 83 of Brandon Medford. And don't look now, here comes Osmond as they take a look down in the turn number 1.
We go on aboard with the 88 of Dale Osmond Black Hawk Motorsports team, who is the 83 of Medford. Big time sideways up off the corner. That's going to allow the 88 of Osmond to his outside, but Dale going way up high, trying to get some momentum up off the corner. But that 83 going to get the power down and hold on for the moment to that 7th spot.
Side by side right in front of him is Justin Rigsby trying to put it 3 wide. Thought better of it that time in turn number 1. Spencer on the outside of Wimbish, this time to the dog leg with Justin Rigsby close in tow. Is the 88 of Osmond. Now they look to the inside of Medford into turn number 3 and 4 as they're still side by side. This time off 4. Spencer will clear the 56 of Wimbish for that 4th spot.
Now the 99 of Rigsby, he's going to drive it in deep and take the spot away from Wimbish. Wimbish just gets shoved up out of the way. He's going to lose 2-3 spots here in one corner, now maybe even a 4, as Dustin Ping trying to get his way through. But Dale Osmond in the 88 down underneath the 56. Wimbish continuing to fall backwards, and it looks like it is really hurting him not having the tires. Maybe not necessarily killed his speed, but he is just not able to defend himself out there.
No, definitely the maneuverability in that 56 car has gone away as he has fallen from your race lead all the way back to the 8th position as he's got Dustin Ping now right on the back bumper of him as they head down to the turn number 3 as Osmond has gotten around the 56 of Wimbish as they work through turns 3 and 4 KR and down the front stretch. These guys are setting a blistering pace right now. Colin Allman last time by a 28.256 is now. Ping will take a look to the inside of Wimbish off turn number 2.
Dustin Ping and that matte black 9 machine on the inside of the Cherry Wine 56. Not only that, but here comes the 46 of Chris Medford. So John Wimbish with a bad strategy call. I think we can call it a bad call at this point, as he has fallen all the way to 10th spot after trying to stay out. Man, you got to give him credit for trying something different, but this one has not worked, as he has lost position since that caution flag came out. He was running way further up the field than 10th place.
Yeah, it just shows how important those fresh 4 Goodyear virtual tires are as they come off turn number 4. And Stephen Page is the next car licking his chops, trying to break inside the top 10. Cody Terry back there in 12th. And a driver that was involved in that last incident, the 7 of Jason Keklak, he's made his way back up to the 13th position.
Yeah, the 7 of Keklak up into 13th. The 22 of John Johnson right behind him. We haven't talked a whole lot about John Johnson, but he has been working his way forward all night long. Started in 23rd, finding himself in a 14th place. The 6 of Eric Blount staying up out of the way. He is trying to log as many laps as possible, but Eric Blount now 4 laps down. But John Johnson having a nice quiet night. Like I said, started 23rd, now finding himself up into 14th.
Yeah, the driver right behind him is the 34 of Doug Wasaki, and Doug is trying to hold off the 82 of Tyler Hilton. We saw Hilton have trouble a little bit earlier on in this race as well. He has stayed at the fight, and he finds himself in the 16th spot, KR, and right behind them in the 17th spot is Ray Radford, followed by Chad Meadows in the number 3 in the 18th spot.
Chad Meadows in the 3, diving down to the inside of the 47. Caution flag gonna come out. We have trouble with the 9 of Dustin Ping as he has gone around. So too has the 7 of Jason Keklak. Let's back this up and see where it has gone wrong for the 9 of Ping. Dustin Ping following in the tire tracks of the 88 of Dale Osmond. Down into the corner he goes. The 46 of Mefford just going to drift up into him. Going to send the 9 on around. And the 7 of Jason Keklak trying to get through the corner. He'll make heavy contact with the 9. Let's go on board with the 7 machine. You see the 9 turning. Keklak trying to drive down to the bottom, and Dustin Ping not able to hold the brakes, rolls down in front of the 7 machine.
Yeah, tough brakes for Keklak with that Wings number 7 car as they work down pit road. You can definitely see what the front of these cars look like. Is the only thing left on the front end of that race car, KR, is the front fenders. We'll see what the crew does to assess the damage here with the 7, but that was heavy contact with the 9 of Dustin Ping. Everybody on pit road except for the 47 of Ray Radford. Radford staying out on the racetrack right now to lead a lap. He is scored as your race leader, as Colin Allman was the first one off pit road.
Allman's going to win the race off of pit road. John Wimbish is going to be one of those guys that is thankful for this caution, as it's going to put him back on the same cycle as everyone else, and he will be able to try and make up some lost ground. The 47 machine making his way down pit road. Ray Radford just wanted a nice, clean, easy pit lane. Didn't want to have to deal with all the traffic of everyone else hitting their pit stalls.
And he gets that bonus point for leading the lap.
I don't think he is. He wasn't the race leader when Colin Allman crossed the start-finish line. And then by the time he hit pit road, Allman had already made his way back around.
All right, well, I tried.
Yeah, he might have tried, just wasn't able to pull it off.
Well, interesting now. Now we got Wimbish back on the same cycle as your race leaders, KR. So we'll see how much ground he can make back up as he is mired back there in the 8th position. So picking up 2 spots during the pit cycle right there was the number 56 of Wimbish. But definitely had to try something different. You're not going to beat him doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. So I definitely give him a lot of credit for trying something a little bit different, and knowing it didn't work out. We have 27 laps to go this time by. So the fat lady's starting to get warmed up in the dressing room.
That she is. This is our 7th caution of the night. 28 laps under yellow being served here. We have had 2 lead changes. Colin Allman led for 98 laps. Don Wimbish has led for 5. But the lights have gone out on the pace car. Field's starting to stack up once again. We get ready to go green flag racing we do have 4 cars officially out of the race. Jason Keklak on pit road, sitting there being serviced by his crew. Not sure if he's going to be able to get rolling again. But with that being said, 18 cars on the lead lap to 08 of David Schmidt, the last car on the lead lap. Colin Allman, Dustin German for the restart. Colin Allman in control of it. Here we go. Pace car down and away, and Colin on the throttle as he gets away cleanly. Dustin German trying to get through the gearbox and minimize that jump that Colin Allman got. Here comes the 55 of Steve Baker, making a move down to the inside of his teammate as SSR is running second, third, and fourth.
Those 3 drivers trying to work together, trying to get to the back bumper of the 1 car. Just getting into the top 5. Justin Rigsby showing some strength once again after a brush with the outside walls. They work through turns 3 and 4. Everybody getting the single file right now as we've got Colin Allman showing the way. Steve Baker is in your 3rd spot as Dustin Germain has gotten around him as they work off of turn number 2.
Do want to point out that the 56 of John Wimbish, when that caution came out, he was in 10th place and falling backwards, already up into 7th, challenging for 6th. So John Wimbish trying to make up for a bad move at one point in this race. He still has now 24 laps to make something happen as he takes a peek down in the inside of the 83.
Took a peek down in the inside of number 83, but here the 83 is now taking a look to the inside of Rigsby. Side-by-side battle in front of the 56 of Wimbish. They're still side-by-side. Rigsby sails it into turn number 3 very hard. Here comes the 83 of Mefford battling back on the inside. Got a little bit loose. So did Wimbish, and here comes Osmond. Osmond shot out of a cannon into your 7th spot.
Yeah, Osmond going to take full advantage of that 56 getting sideways. He slides up into 7th place. Can he do something with the 83 of Brandon Mefford as he tries to get up into the top 5 here tonight? Brandon Mefford and Justin Rigsby keeping him out of that top 5 position for the moment.
Everybody's pretty much settled it down back there in the 14th spot. Chris Mefford and Mike Messengill running side by side for a moment. Mefford going to take that spot away from Messengill, move up into the 15th spot as the 4 of Messengill still sliding backwards as David Schmidt Jr. gets around him into 08.
Schmidt moves up into 15th spot. Messengill to 16th. Ray Radford in the 47 machine is in 17th spot. And Matt Spinks in the 35 machine. He is the last car on the lead lap. That 35 heavily torn up, but it is still out there, still able to turn laps. So far, so good as he is on the lead lap. That is hard to believe as much as that car is missing.
And definitely a rough night for an early front runner of Matt Spinks in that 35 car. He'll try to do it again tomorrow night. KR is RFC's super late models will be back in action right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
It's going to be a good race. Make sure y'all tune in for that one tomorrow night. And if super late model action isn't your thing, I will also be doing another broadcast tomorrow night. And it'll be another Xfinity race. And I kind of forget where I'm going to be. I don't know what track I'm flying into tomorrow night.
Well, hopefully your travel plans are all calculated for you.
I sure hope so. I'm still trying to get the flight up to New York that I had planned canceled. But all that being said, the 12 of Colin Allman continues to lead. 107 laps now that he has led, 18 laps to go. He has pulled out to a 1.6 second lead over Dustin German in the 28. Man, I'll tell you, this 12 machine has been solid all night long. He is looking for his second win in 3 races.
Definitely one of the most, definitely a talented driver here with the RFC group here on Tuesday nights. As we watch him work around the speedway, Osmond starting to put the pressure back to the back bumper of Mefford, as now Rigsby trying to take a peek underneath the 11 of Christopher Spencer for your 4th spot. Switches it up, goes to the high side through the dog leg, trying to catch him in the turn number 3.
Spencer in the 11, the 99 of Rigsby, battling it out for 4th spot. Steve Baker just ahead of them in that 55. Baker sitting on the final step of the podium as we have 16 laps to go here at ISM Raceway. This Samantha Mills Memorial has been one of very close racing, quite a few cautions, but you know, that's kind of a product of close racing, and ISM is one of those tracks where you got to get close to really fight and get that position.
You definitely do. You got to be there to capitalize on a mistake. You got to try to force someone into a mistake to get them in. That time the 11 of Spencer washes up. Here comes Rigsby off of turn number 2. He'll get to the inside to the door now, side by side, wheel to wheel down in the turn number 3. Justin Rigsby in at number 99 on the inside will sail it in. The 11 of Spencer sails in way hot, misses the cushion, we'll call it, as they come off turn number 4. It'll be Justin Rigsby taking over your 4th spot as he looks to chase down the 55 of Baker, as Rigsby will slam the door shut on the 11 of Spencer, that time in the turn 1.
Rigsby's gonna break up the 3-car train of SSR, but Spencer not happy about that happening. He's trying to get back in front of the 99 of Rigsby, but while they battled it out, that allowed the 83 of Brandon Mefford to close in. He's taking a peek to the outside of the 11 machine, but Brandon Mefford not able to make something happen just yet, but he is right there in striking distance.
Definitely is. As we see, it looks like the 11 is a little bit stronger in 3 and 4 than his 1 and 2, as he allows the 83 of Mefford right to the back bumper. Osmond right there close in tow, with John Wimpers looking to make a move as well through turns 3 and 4. Now Mefford takes a peek to the inside off of turn number 4 on Spencer, but Spencer won't let anything happen as he holds on to that 5th spot as he head to turn number 1.
4 cars battling it out for 5th place, and every single one of them running nose to tail. Now the 56 of Wimbish, he's taking a peek down to the inside of Dale Osmond. They're going to be side by side going into turns 3 and 4. Osmond staying up high. He's going to allow the 56 to go right on by. Dale going to try and get the momentum down the front stretch and do a crossover.
Not close enough as they hit turn number 1. They work around the 6 of Eric Blount as he rides in your 22nd spot, as the battle for the top 5 still rages on. Now it looks like Osmond trying to make a move on the 56 of Wimbish. Can't quite get it there. A little bit different of an entry in the turns 3 and 4 this time for Osmond, as they all look to chase down on that number 11 of Spencer. But Rigsby has caught the back bumper of Steve Baker, so we got a battle for your 3rd spot starting to shape up.
Yeah, that 99, once he was able to get around the 11 machine, made quick work of the gap to the 55. Rigsby coming with a full head of steam at 55. Better get up on the wheel because Justin Rigsby wants that 3rd spot from him.
Definitely does. Working off a turn number 4 down the front stretch. Just about 2 car lengths separating those 2 drivers, and they're slowly starting to reel in on the 28 of Germain. You're able to see the 99 of Rigsby keep a little bit lower off of turn number 2, and he closes the gap now within 0.2 of a second as they hit turn 3.
We ride on board with the 28 machine, looking out the back at the battle for 3rd. Dustin in this 28 is 3.6 seconds behind our race leader, Colin Allman. Colin has said, goodbye, see you all later. I want to win this thing, and I want to do it without any pressure around me. And that is exactly what he is doing with 8 laps to go. But meanwhile, the fight for 3rd, even 4th and 5th, they're all mixing it up all over this track.
Side by side back there for your 6th spot is Wimbish. Will wrestle that away from the 83 of Mefford. So Wimbish up to your 6th spot, trying to chase down the 11 of Spencer, but the battle for 3rd still rages on. This time Rigsby goes a little bit higher, comes off lower, right to the back bumper now. Is there half a car length separating? He'll take a peek to the outside.
The 99 and the 55 going at it for 3rd spot. Brandon Mefford and Wimbish going at it for 6th. Battles happening all over as this time by it is going to be 6 laps to go. And man, it has been an exciting sprint to the end of this race.
That it has. Rigsby still trying to find a way around the SRT network. 55 of Steve Baker. This time, Rigsby staying up on the outside, keeping the momentum wound up. He'll try to cut it down low. Can't quite do it this time in the turn number 3, but he is rolling the center just a little bit better than that 55 of Baker's. He gets right to the back bumper once again off turn 4.
3 cars battling behind them. That is Christopher Spencer, Brandon Mefford, and John Wimbish. Spencer and Mefford almost getting together there as the 83's taking a good hard look to the inside. Spencer able to hold him off for the moment, but here comes the 88 of Dale Osmond. He's going to try and put some pressure on the 56. Wimbish going to wash up just a little bit, and now the 1 of Stephen Page wants in on the action.
They do as they go side by side in front of them as Mefford with a peek to the inside of Spencer in the turn number 1. Last lap they almost made contact. This time no contact as we got a 5-car battle for that 5th spot.
Christopher Spencer holding on to 5th place for the moment, but 5 cars all ready to take advantage of a bad situation, and the yellow flag gonna come out, and I believe the 20 of Cody Terry is where everything has gone wrong. Let's back this up and see what happened to the 20 machine. Got loose coming up off the corner, gonna smack that inside wall and tries to pull down out of the way and get onto pit road before the yellow. But the 20 coming up off the corner, spinning the tires as he accelerated and snapped loose on him. Just could not save it. Again, heavy contact with that wall. The 20 machine going to take it straight to pit road, and we are under yellow here for another time, and with 3 to go, everyone coming down pit road.
Oh boy, everybody.
Ooh. Hold
that
on.
is the case. Fake out. Colin Allman is all the way coming down pit road. The lone soldier, it was Chris Mefford in the 11th spot coming down pit road behind them. So a lot of cars coming down pit road. And the 12 of Allman going to lose a lot of ground as he makes his 4-tire pit stop here on pit road.
The 28 of Dustin German staying out. I thought Dustin German was going to follow him, faked me out. But man, oh man, Colin Allman looking like he has got a big uphill battle to win this thing now. 4 tires for Colin Allman. Wow, what a move by this field to try and do something different than the 12 machine.
And much something gone right. The 12 from Allman has pulled the 12 car behind pit road. So has pulled it behind. So now Dustin Germain showing the way. Steve Baker 2nd. Justin Rigsby sitting 3rd. Christopher Spencer 4th. And Brandon Mefford rounding out your top 5, KR, as we go here into our overtime. So 131 laps was the scheduled distance, but we're going to get a little extra racing out of this one tonight.
That we are, with a green and white checkered attempt here tonight. Dustin German in the 28, your race leader. Steve Baker sitting in 2nd. 3rd will be the 99 of Justin Rigsby. 4th going to the 3rd driver in SSR for the moment. That is Christopher Spencer, and Brandon Mefford will round out your top 5. And man, Colin Allman, talking about going from high to low. He has led 122 laps, but pulled it straight behind the wall when that caution came out. Don't know what happened to him, but his night is done.
Easily had the best car here tonight with the number 12 of Allman. Right now we have 19 cars left on the racetrack, KR. As we looked at the top 5, John Wimbish at 6th. 7th will be Dale Osmond in that 88 car. Number 1 is Stephen Page sitting 8th. And John Johnson, we talked about him a little bit earlier, KR. He sits 9th, and Ray Radford finds himself in that 47 Napa Know-How car in the 10th spot.
Lights go out on the Ford Mustang pace car. We get ready to stack them up for a green, white checkered attempt here at ISM Raceway for the Samantha Mills Memorial 130. And I do not know what is about to happen next. As you mentioned, we got 19 cars out on the track. Of those 19, 17 of them on the lead lap. Any one of these cars has a shot at winning it. And I mean, I say that because you just never know what's going to happen here. There could be a 16 car pileup in turn one.
You got teammates on the front row, KR, but the gloves are off. The fat lady is getting the thing, and it is Jermaine getting the gas pedal first, and he'll lead them down into turn number one. We've got them side by side for your third spot. Rigsby trying to hold off the 11 of Spencer. Spencer rolling the outside off of turn number two. Yellow flag coming out. Big pile up off of turn number two.
Dale Osmond involved. John Wimbish involved. Several other cars getting involved in this one, and that is a big stack up as they headed off into turn number three. Let's take another look at this one. The 56 of Wimbish on the outside for the restart. He's going to move down in front of the 88 of Osmond. It looks like he's going to get into the 83 of Medford. Tries to get down underneath, and with everyone stacking in and nowhere to go, they could not separate. And so we saw a big old log jam right there all the way through turn one.
I believe that will do it, KR. Looks like the white flag is out, and the 28 of Dustin Germain gonna steal one here tonight as they come across the line.
And Dustin German in the 28 gonna win it. The 55 of Baker gonna be second, and third gonna be Christopher Spencer. So Smoke Show Racing blocking out the podium here tonight.
Dustin Rigsby gonna come up one spot shy. What a great battle that was before that final yellow, bringing this race to a close, KR. What a great race all around.
It sure was a great race all around. And talk about great race. The 88 of Dale Osmond, after being one lap down from the start of this race, he's going to bring it home in fifth. So guys, we're going to step away, set up our post-race show. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back to talk to our podium finishing drivers.
All right, welcome back to the ISM Raceway as we are here with our race winner in Gatorade Victory Lane, Dustin Germain. Stealing one here tonight, Dustin. You are very fast, but talk us through the call to stay out on the racetrack underneath that last yellow.
Sorry about that. Yeah, it looks like the leaders went in, man. Everybody did the opposite of what he did. So, I mean, that was the call, man. Just stay out. I really didn't want to pit because I knew a lot would stay out. So just staying out, man. You got to do what the opposite of what the leader does. So it looks like the whole field did that.
It was a very hard fought race. Talk us through the race. How much did the track change, and how much did tires give up here tonight in this Xfinity car?
It wasn't too bad. The tires kind of held up for quite a bit longer than I thought they would. The track did go through some changes. It looks like we're in and out of sunlight here, so there would be times that it would get kind of cloudy. And I felt like my car was better when it was hot and slick, you know, sun on the track. So all in all, man, that was a fun race.
Definitely a fun race. You started ninth, finished first, and you led the 6 laps here tonight. And the most important one, the last one. On that last restart, you had your teammates right there behind you. How worried were you about trying to keep this win?
Yeah, my teammates were right there with me. You know, I really wasn't worried about them, you know, giving me the bumper. I mean, if we would have got side by side, we'd have just raced it out. But, you know, that was no worry at all. I was actually happy they were by me.
Who you got to thank here tonight for making this all possible for you?
I want to thank Turn 3 Racing Network and you guys for coming out on a Tuesday night and doing this thing, and RFC, all the members, all the drivers that showed up here. I had a fun race. Few cautions, but you know, that's expected here at Phoenix. I want to thank my team, SRTV and Smoke Show Racing, and AFB, American Foundation for the Blind.
There you go. That is your race winner here tonight at the ISM Raceway. It is Dustin Germain picking up the win. And KR, I think you've caught up with his runner-up finisher, Steve Baker.
I have caught up with second place, and that is the 55 of Steve Baker. Steve, congratulations on second, man. That car up in the top 3 all night long.
Yeah, man. Got a little worried there that we had picked up too much damage in that Turn 1 incident that happened about mid-race or late mid-race. But, yeah, ran second a lot of the race. We slowed down a little bit with that damage. And Dustin got by us, but we're trying just our hardest to hold on to that third place when Justin Rigsby was closing. And yeah, saw the caution come out, decided to stay out and pray for the best.
Well, the best sure does look like a second place finish for you here tonight. And you know, you've been on a hot streak here, climbing the point standings. We're looking at 3 races left to go, and you're trying to close in on that race, the championship points leader, the 28 machine, but he won the race here tonight. So even though you're gaining ground on your competitors, you're going to lose a little bit to that guy. What's it going to take to slow him down?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we got off to a rough start the first 5 or so races of the season. And the last 4 weeks we've had, I think, our last 4 or 5 weeks we'd have 4 top 3s. So just going to have to keep cranking out podiums, if not wins. But yeah, Dustin's been tough. I mean, he's got a few wins on the season. He hardly ever finishes outside the top 5 or let alone the top 10, let alone the top 5. So just got to stay close with him. But I think unless he makes a mistake, we're a little too far back, but we'll still keep showing up and trying our best.
All right, man. Well, second place finish here is a heck of a job, especially surviving all the carnage going on out there tonight. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, thanks to the team, SSR and SRTV Network. Got the Marine Corps on the car tonight as well. It's great to see a 1-2-3 finish. You hate to see it for Colin, but that kind of call has happened to all of us at time or two. And he really had a great car tonight. So, and thanks for Turn 3 for the broadcast, as always, every week. And Troy for putting on the show.
All right, that is your second place finisher, Steve Baker. And Steve, once again, congratulations on second.
Thank you, KR.
Now we're going to move on to our third place finisher. Al, you've got him with a microphone.
Yeah, just getting out of the race car and taking a drink of water. We have Chris Spencer finishing third. A hard-fought battle for that third place finish here tonight. Chris, talk about your race.
Yeah. Pretty safe by the caution then over there in turns 1 there, the last caution there. Justin was a little quicker than me. One of the tracks I actually struggle at, so my teammates, Dustin and Steve, really helped me out a lot here. Pretty much was just trying to hold on, trying to save as many points as possible, trying not to lose any ground to these guys, especially with Dustin, running top 5 consistently.
You definitely put on a good show. We watched that battle with Rigsby right there behind you for a lot of laps, trying to figure out a way around the outside inside, and then that caution coming out. Talk us through that last restart and how you had the inside line on that restart. So probably felt pretty good, but you also knew you had a bunch of hungry guys there behind you.
Yeah, again, pretty much was just trying to hold on to it. Again, Dustin and Steve pretty much all race, helping me throughout, trying to get down, like turns 1, for instance, a tough corner over there. Really easy to miss out on it. So honestly, was just trying to hold on, trying to hold those guys back there. A few of those guys, I think, were a little quicker than me at the end there, but got saved by the caution.
Well, definitely a good night for you and your smoke show racing teammates. Who makes it all possible for you? Who you got to thank here tonight to get you this podium finish?
First of all, thank you guys, Turn 3 Network. Thank you guys so much for always putting on a great show. SSR TV, of course. SSR and SRTV. Just want to thank those guys and my teammates. Again, big help with me here, so definitely want to thank those guys.
There you have it, KR. That is your 3rd place finisher tonight. Started 10th, finished 3rd. He'll take it, as he says here, it was a struggle of a racetrack for him with a special thanks to his teammates. And I think they're working together. Definitely showed as they finished in the top 3 here tonight.
That they did. And guys, we're going to wrap it up here and go through our race results. Your race winner, Dustin German, bringing it home in 1st. 2nd place going to the 55 of Steve Baker. 3rd will be the 11 of Christopher Spencer. Justin Rigsby in the 99 machine, bringing it home in 4th. And rounding out your top 5, going to be the 88 of Dale Osmond.
Tyler Hilton will finish 6th, followed by John Johnson, finishing 7th after starting 23rd here tonight. It is Chris Mefford in the 46, finishing 8th. Ray Radford and Douglas Wasaki coming home in the top 10.
11th place will be the 3 of Chad Meadows, the 4 of Mike Massengill in 12th. 13th will be David Schmidt in the 08. 14th, Matt Spinks, and Brandon Mefford in the 83 machine will bring it home in 15th.
The number 1, Stephen Page, will come home 16th, followed by John Wimbish, the last car on the lead lap, finishing 17th. Saw him get caught up in that accident at the end of the race, not the finish that team was looking for. Jeff Stiles struggles to come back home into the number 85 in the 18th spot, but stayed with it all night long, KR, and rounds out the 18th spot. Colin Ullman will be credited with 19th, with Dustin Ping rounding out your 20th position.
21st going to the 6 of Eric Blount. 22nd, the 20 of Cody Terry. Jason Keklak finishing 7th. Troy Radford, Jason Keklak in the 7 machine finishing 23rd. Radford 24th in the 94 machine. Rounding out your 25th will be Derek Myers. Damon Cox bringing it home 26th. And 27th will be the 13 of Joe Sanders. So guys, thank you so much for joining us. And Al, before we sign this off, I'm going to let you do it.
Well, thank you everybody here from the Turn 3 Racing Network. Make sure you smash that like button at the bottom of this, subscribe to our channel, and we thank you for watching tonight's broadcast, and we'll see you on air tomorrow night with either KR or our Racing for a Cause. We'll be back in action short track style at 9 o'clock. So until then, we'll see you there. For KR, I'm Al Smith. You guys have a great night. Thanks for watching Turn 3 Racing Network.